Hello, welcome to Film and Television Examinations, episode 12. For today's episode, we're going to talk about the spy genre. Now, the spy genre are films that feature secret agents and just government employees as they go undercover, take missions for the government, in order to stop worldwide threats to their national security, or sometimes the other way around, the bad guys are sending spies and everything.
Yeah, you always got to make sure that your plot for this type of movie or show even is a good, unique plot, because it could be very cliche at times. And it's interesting when you look at the spy genre. It has to fall everything into place, because if you're a spy, you have to make sure that you're not being watched or that nobody knows what you're going to do. It's interesting, to say the least, because you go and you watch these films. They're interesting because they get you involved and you want to see how the person is going to execute their plan.
Yeah, sometimes there's betrayals, plot twists, gadgets, fights, and all that. Life of a Spy is very dangerous and glamorous at the same time.
And almost never goes well for the first try.
Yeah, now probably one of the most iconic franchises and influential ones in the spy genre is James Bond. James Bond has 27 films and counting. It's been played by many actors, with Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and most recently Daniel Craig, and even Peter Sellers, the Pink Panther himself, and Woody Allen have played him.
Yeah, great actors for all of it.
Yeah, my dad said his personal favorite was Roger Moore because he's the one he grew up with. But although it's hard to really tell who was the best and all that. Roger Moore, though, his franchise kind of grew a little bit more campier as it kind of went on.
I mean, yeah, James Bond, legendary, and you know what else was legendary? Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Impossible too. But James Bond was the one that set the template. James Bond was known for tongue-in-cheek humor, an opening that didn't have anything to do with the plot. James Bond having quotable lines like "Martinis shaken, not stirred," and absurd gadgets like stuff in his shoes and cars.
Just fantastic stuff, man.
Yeah. And I hear they're planning on making another one that might come out next year.
Wow, I'd watch it for sure.
I think they might be eyeing Tom Hardy or Henry Cavill. And if you question when Woody Allen and Peter Sellers have played
Go
James
for
Bond,
it, man. Why not?
Yeah, have played James Bond. There was this film back in the late 1960s. You know the Daniel Craig film Casino Royale? Mm-hmm. Well, back in the late 60s, there was a separate film company made a parody of James Bond called Casino Royale, which featured an all-star cast, but it did not do well. Usually I'm sympathetic towards negative viewed parody films because they actually get a good laugh out of me. But this one was completely unfunny. I didn't get anything.
I recall seeing something like that or a few clips on the internet. I didn't like it.
I mean, it was considered both dated and way too goofy, and the plot hardly made any sense. And besides, it's hard to really tell if it's trying to actually be serious or actually be goofy.
Some other spy films, you look at the cartoon movie came out a few years ago, Spies in Disguise, with Will Smith. Yeah. Fantastic. You had this guy who's done it all, seen it all. Fantastic execution in his movie. I remember seeing it a few years ago. Can't remember too much from it, but what I do remember is that he killed it in the role.
Yeah. Now, probably the second most iconic spy franchise is Mission Impossible. What started off as a TV show has now grown into a seven film franchise with an eighth one on the way, because the last one has been a two-parter. I've only seen seen Mission Impossible 1 through 5, and they get better with each movie. Do you think Tom Cruise ever imagined it grew this big when he signed on for the first film?
No.
Yeah. No. Lots of talented people, and probably one of my favorite side characters is Big Rams's character, Luther Stickle.
Oh man, he's amazing.
Yeah, I'm amazed they actually kept him.
I didn't think it would keep him.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't know which character could be popular or not. Yeah, so other spy films would include stuff like Kingsman. That was a very fun franchise.
Kingsman was so enjoyable.
Yeah, they're already in the process of filming another one.
Oh my goodness, that's fun. It's amazing.
Yeah, and the prequel, The King's Man, is also going to get a sequel too. So think about they're going to be in World War II and Hitler and everything.
World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
Remember the first film?
I ain't gonna say his name, but that's interesting. I might take a look at that.
Yeah, and the first prequel, it was in the background of World War I. It had stuff like Rasputin and the assassination of the German president or whatever.
Oh, assassinations.
Yeah, and the Statesman, the American division, is going to be getting a spin-off TV show. The spy genre is a fun blast. Yeah, but that's all we have for today's show. We'll be back next show to talk about the zombie genre, but for now, see you next time.